Whew, hey y'all. I'm usually talking to you all in the morning, but this time I felt like talking in the afternoon. This is another edition of KC Said It, but in this case, I'm talking to you. This is the first time I'm talking to you in the afternoon. So I had a Black History Month meeting today after school. Got out a little early. Excited for that. We were able to cover a lot of ground. And I am headed home because I got to cook dinner. So there's been a lot that's gone on over the last 24 hours. The first I want to talk about is directly library related, which is I was listening to WVON out of Chicago through iHeartRadio and listening to the governor, Cliff Kelly, who I really love and adore. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Chicago activists is that when they latch on to an issue, they don't let go. And even though the Chicago public school librarian status is really been off of the radar for several weeks, Jonathan Jackson, who is the former professor of, I believe it's economics at Chicago State University. And he's also one of the sons of the Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr. Is still talking about what's happened with the librarian shortage in Chicago. And he's like said, it's like ridiculous that our children, do not have school librarians in on the south and the west sides of the city, where in the communities and the hotspot neighborhoods where they're needed the most. So he was on the radio yesterday and he was talking about a number of things, but every time I hear him on the radio, he's always talking about the school librarian shortage in Chicago. And I really appreciate that because it just keeps me motivated that somebody that's out there is listening outside of our normal circle of advocates that are out there for us. If you visit everylibrary.org, there is a couple of petitions that are online right now that you can sign. There's one, of course, for Chicago, but there's also a petition for school librarians for Pennsylvania because they're going through it right now. They're trying to cut those programs for next year. And if we get in front of this as a school library community, we can prevent this from happening. So please just take a moment, even though you're not being directly affected by the school library situation. Maybe you're in a good school district, good school, your position is firmly secured, but there's other school librarians across the country that are going through hell right now. So please be sure that you visit everylibrary.org and sign the petitions. It takes less than 5 minutes to do. And you can retweet it on all your social media pages if you choose to do so. The second thing is that I'm still reeling behind last night's State of the Union address by President Donald Trump. And I normally do not talk about politics on my social media pages because I know that this becomes a really big issue with certain people and followers. But here's the thing, if you follow me, you have to understand that I'm a very political person, and I've kept my mouth shut for long enough. First and foremost, the president made a comment about the African American community and how the jobs are at an all-time high, and he was taking responsibility for the increase of jobs within the Black community. That is fake news. First and foremost, that was not true. The upswing for jobs within the Black community started in 2010, and the last time I checked, President Barack Hussein Obama was the president in 2010. So that's when we first started seeing the upswing in job growth in the Black community. So he's totally wrong, and he cannot take advantage of that. Also, too, with his racist comments that he has made, he is trying to prove that he's not a racist. So he pulled 2 Black families and one black man to sit up there in the box with Melania Trump, you know, to acknowledge them. And I'm like, please, let's miss me with that nonsense. You know, you're really struggling if this is what you're going to do to try and prove you're not racist. Yeah, right, Trump. Anyway, if you haven't had the opportunity, it's a very long broadcast, but it's worth watching. And it's really, really a lot of great information. Check out Roland Martin's Facebook page. And he did a live broadcast where he did his own State of the Union address, and which was excellent. And he had 2 panel discussions where he had like Dr. Greg Carr, the African American Studies chair for Howard University. Reverend William Barber was delivered a message. It was really, really, really a great 2-hour session. So I listened to it off and on today, you know, while I had time, because I was doing a lot of cataloging. And really, really take a minute and watch it. In addition to that, tonight, which is it's Wednesday night, Angela Rye is going to have a special on BET, and I believe it comes on at 8 o'clock, but Eastern Standard Time. But double check your local listing. And this is going to be a State of the Union after the State of the Union, where she's going to address concerns that directly address the African American community. And if those of you who may not be African American that listen to my broadcasts or either follow my page, and you're servicing African American kids, it would be to your advantage to watch these 2 programs, either Roland Martin's broadcast or either this program that's coming on BET tonight, because it gives you a better understanding of the community and the families that you're serving right now. And not only that, Congressman Maxine Waters is going to give the rebuttal to President Trump's State of the Union address, and I know that's going to be really good. I mean, everybody's saying Auntie Maxine and so forth, but I've been following Maxine Waters for years. She's been a great congresswoman representing the state of California, and she is like one of those sheroes that's out there that everyone should follow behind. So she is going to give the rebuttal tonight. So so these last 2 nights have been pretty interesting, and a lot of great information. Also too, before I forget, visit the NAACP's website and register by a text message, because they are starting a commit to vote campaign, which is really important. And again, if you're servicing African American kids, working in the African American communities, you really need to pass the word on, because this is a means for the NAACP to really dig down deep, support communities, support voter registration, and most importantly is just to get people out to vote, not just for the big presidential election, but for the local, for the city, the state, and of course the national elections as well. So that's about it. I usually don't do a whole lot of talking when I'm driving home from work, because I'm tired, because I've dealt with the kids all day. It was a great day at work, very busy. I have a post that I'm going to put up a little later. I started board games with my students, and we're playing a lot of old school board games like Sorry, Uno, chess, some checkers, and the kids are really deep and into it, so it's a lot of fun. So I do have a picture that I'm going to post later on when I get home and get settled, where we're playing Uno and I'm losing. So I had a hand that really sucked today, and the kids were beating the pants off of me. It was really funny. So that being said, y'all have a good one. Be sure you watch Angela Rye on BET, and I'm out. Take care. Bye.